welcome to our first season, first episode of the Reno Relocation Realtor. My name is Bryan the Hawaiian, and yes, I am from Hawaii. If you're going to Hawaii and you're going on vacation, honeymoon, special occasion, let me know. Send me an email and let me know what island you're going to, and I can give you some great things to do, probably for free. Make it a very memorable vacation in Hawaii. But let's talk about the Reno Relocation Realtor. Why the Reno Relocation Realtor? Well, number one, my wife and I, Darlene and I, we live in Reno, and we've been here for 11 years, okay? And we love it here. It's a great place to live. We enjoy the seasons and all the great things to do. So we call this home, and we're going to be here probably for all time. Number two, I am somewhat of an experienced relocation person. I started out living in Kailua, Oahu. Then I relocated to the island of Kauai. And then I relocated to the island of Hawaii, where I lived a little less than 2 years in Hilo. And then moved to the west side, Kailua Kona. I lived there for a little less than a year. Fishing is awesome in Kailua Kona, by the way. And then I moved over to Pasadena, California, Los Angeles. And then went to Las Vegas. I was there for 9 years. I met my beautiful wife, Darlene, and we got married, fell in love, got married, and ended up going to Colorado. My company relocated us to Colorado, Loveland, northern Colorado. And then, of course, we came back down to Reno. Company moved me again. And we fell in love with Reno. It's a great place to live, and we love the climate and all the fun things to do. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about relocating, and I've assembled these best practices for relocation into a Reno relocation guide. And if you'd like to receive a complimentary copy, just click on the link below, and put in your email address, and I'll send you a free copy, and we'll connect. And that's good. That's cool. Number three, I am a realtor here in Reno Sparks, and I'm very familiar with the best places to live for your lifestyle and preferences. So from time to time, we'll talk a little bit about real estate opportunities, okay? So let's begin with an overview of Reno Sparks. Reno Sparks is centrally located on the west coast of the United States. One of our booming industries is warehousing and distribution centers. Reno Sparks is very committed to diversifying our economy. After the 2008-2009 housing crash, it was decided that Reno Sparks needed to diversify because everything in gaming and hotel or hospitality industry was a little too much in one segment, and when the economy goes down, it gets hurt. So they just diversified, and they attracted a lot of great companies and household names like Tesla and Apple and Amazon and SNS Activewear, Makita, and just a whole list of big companies, and they're opening these large distribution centers and manufacturing centers and data centers, and it's really diversified our income. It's really helped us out a lot. And during this time with COVID-19, we're probably going to rebound a little faster, and I think we're going to be in much better position economically than we were 10 years ago. So let's talk a little bit about the geography of Reno. Reno is about 8 hours drive from Las Vegas and Los Angeles. Okay, that's driving time. And about 2.3 hours from San Francisco, and about 1.5 hours from Sacramento. Okay, what's also very cool is Lake Tahoe. That's about 45 minutes to the north end, and then about 2.5 hours to the south end of Lake Tahoe. They say there are more ski slopes in Lake Tahoe per square mile than anywhere else in North America. If you're a skier, this is a great place to be. Bryan the Hawaiian does not ski. I do a little surfing and I do a lot of fishing, but sliding down a slope of snow, well, everyone has different things they enjoy. Okay, so anyway, Squaw Valley skiing was such a big part of the Tahoe area. Squaw Valley on the north end of Lake Tahoe was the actual site of the 1960 Winter Olympics. And it's still there, and you can see a lot of the great things up there. And as a matter of fact, 2 years ago, Tahoe got over 60 feet of snow. That's right, 60 feet of snow. That's huge, okay? So while we're on the subject, let's talk a little bit about the climate and the elevation of Reno Sparks. Because Reno Sparks, to begin with, is at 4,400 elevation. Right here where we live up in the North Valleys, we're about 400 or 500 more feet above that. So we're about 4,900, almost 5,000 feet above sea level. Okay, and in the summers, we're going to get a little bit of heat. We'll get into the 90s with possibly 1 or 2 days in triple digit. But for the most part, it's pretty mild. It's not that, and you'll see these huge swings in the temperature. In the mornings, we could be in the 60s, 50s, and sometimes in the 40s. And in the afternoons, we could be in the 80s or 90s. So you'll see these big temperature swings. So you'll want to be prepared with layers if you're an early morning person, and then be able to get a little cooler in the afternoon. Also, as we were on the subject of snow, we do get snow, but it usually melts off by the afternoon. So you're not going to see a lot of snow all the time like we did in Loveland, northern Colorado, where we saw snow and the same snow on the ground for like 3 weeks at a time. Here, the snow usually melts off in the afternoon. So we're going to get cleaned up and in the afternoon with the snow being gone, and then the next morning might have a little bit of snow and so forth. We do recommend the all-wheel drive vehicles, four-wheel drive vehicles, and all-terrain tires, all-season tires. That's very important because that way you'll be able to get around safely. You'll get acclimated to the driving in the winter conditions, and just a little bit of practice goes a long way. Leave lots of distance in between the car in front of you because it takes a lot longer to stop than normal. So just give ample space. The 3-second rule, make it like 5 seconds. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so in future shows, because we're going to keep this short and sweet, being our first season, first episode, and we'll go forward from there with more stuff. We're going to talk about our economy and jobs, because I know when you move to Reno, you want to make sure you're going to a place where if you could get a job, you could get a job. And of course, if the economy is good, things will be a little easier to live in. Okay, and people in depressed economic areas, it's a little difficult to have a well-rounded life. So we'll talk about economy and jobs, and that would include economy, companies moving to Reno. Maybe we'll do one episode every other month or once a month on jobs that are available at that moment. And if you want, we'll do a click link to get the listing of who to contact, website information, and so forth. Okay, and then we're going to talk about education, because everyone, especially young families, they move here. They want to know that their children will have the opportunity to get into a good school and get a good education and be able to have good lives from that. So we'll talk a little bit about schools, and very important, University of Nevada, Reno, which I'm not sure if you knew, top-notch school for sports and education. Okay, and then we'll also talk about Truckee River, the Tahoe area, all the natural wonders that abound. So with that, we're going to sign off on Season 1, Episode 1 of the Reno Relocation Realtor. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please click on the link for subscribe and click on the link liked. And if you'd like to get that relocation guide, Reno Relocation Guide, click on the link below. And then send me an email if you're going out to Hawaii. I'd like to help you have a really great time while you're there. It's home for me, and I love to share that with everyone. Okay? Let's see you in possibly 2 weeks. We're going to start slow, and we're going to build our episodes. So in 2 weeks, we're going to launch our next episode, and I'll get that out on the YouTube. Until then, aloha and mahalo. Do, 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 do.